There is a quiet truth that most people avoid facing, a truth that does not shout but slowly settles in the background of everyday life. You are wasting your life, not in a sudden or dramatic way, but gradually, almost invisibly, through small daily choices that feel harmless in the moment. It does not feel like waste. It feels like routine. It feels like comfort. It feels like something you can always fix later. And that is exactly what makes it dangerous. Because while everything feels normal, time is moving forward without pause. Each day begins in a familiar way. You wake up, often reaching for your phone before your mind is fully awake. Minutes turn into longer stretches of scrolling, consuming content that entertains but does not build. The day continues with necessary tasks, small distractions, and moments where you tell yourself that you will focus later. There is always a later. Later feels safe. It removes pressure. It allows you to delay action without guilt, but later has a habit of never arriving. It shifts quietly. Later becomes tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next month. And before you realize it, months have turned into years. During that time, your goals remain in your thoughts. Your ideas stay untested. Your plans stay incomplete. Thinking about success gives a temporary sense of progress. Planning creates the illusion of movement. Dreaming provides comfort, but real change only comes from execution. Execution requires effort. It requires discipline. It requires stepping into discomfort. And discomfort is something most people avoid, not because they are incapable, but because they are comfortable. Comfort is subtle. It does not force you to stop. It simply convinces you that there is no urgency. It tells you that you have time. It allows average routines to feel acceptable. But time does not slow down for comfort. Every day that passes without meaningful action is a day repeated. The same habits, the same thoughts, the same outcomes. When this pattern continues, staying in place begins to feel normal. But staying in place for too long is not neutral. It slowly turns into falling behind. If you pause and look closely at your daily habits, you may begin to notice how much time is spent on things that do not move your life forward. Moments of distraction fill the day. Time disappears into activities that provide short-term satisfaction but no long-term value. At the end of the day, there is often a sense of tiredness, but not a sense of progress. That tiredness is not from growth. It is from lack of direction. Deep down, there is an awareness that something more could have been done. Most people are not truly stuck. They are simply distracted. Their attention is scattered across too many things. Their focus is divided. Their energy is spent reacting instead of building. There is a common belief that action will begin once the right moment arrives, once confidence appears, once everything feels aligned. But readiness does not come before action. It comes because of action. Confidence is built through doing, not waiting. The longer action is delayed, the more difficult it feels to begin. Over time, hesitation becomes habit. Life starts to feel like it is running on autopilot. Days blend together. Actions become repetitive. Results remain unchanged. Nothing improves because nothing is being challenged. To create a different life, a different version of yourself is required. A version that chooses action over delay. A version that continues even when motivation is low. A version that completes what it starts. That version already exists within you, but it is buried under patterns that prioritize ease over growth. Every decision made in favor of comfort reinforces the current version of you. Every delay weakens future progress. This is not about achieving perfection. It is about becoming intentional. You do not need to fix everything at once. You only need to stop wasting the present moment, because the present moment is the only place where change can happen. The past cannot be changed. The future has not arrived. But right now, there is an opportunity to act differently. And that opportunity is often ignored. There is always a choice. Continue the same pattern or break it. Breaking the pattern will not feel natural at first. There will be resistance. Doubt may appear. The mind may try to pull you back into familiar habits. This is part of the process. Growth does not feel comfortable in the beginning, but small actions create momentum. Putting distractions aside for a period of focused work. Completing one meaningful task. Taking a step towards something that matters. These actions may seem small, but they begin to shift direction. Change does not start with motivation. It starts with decision. A decision that your time has value. A decision that your potential matters. A decision that you will no longer accept a life that feels unfulfilled. Because eventually, there will be a moment of reflection. A moment where you look back at how your time was spent. In that moment, there are only two possibilities. You either feel a sense of pride for the effort you gave, or you feel the weight of regret for the time that was lost. Time is one of the few things that cannot be recovered. Once it passes, it does not return. Right now, it continues to move forward whether you take action or not. Not because you lack ability, but because your attention is elsewhere. This realization is not meant to create fear. It is meant to create awareness. Awareness leads to change. You do not need endless time. You need to use the time you have. This moment is enough to begin. There is no need to wait for perfect conditions. There is no need to delay until everything feels right. Action creates clarity. The longer you wait, the more you lose. The sooner you begin, the more you gain. Your future is not shaped by what you want. It is shaped by what you do consistently. And if nothing changes today, nothing will change tomorrow. So the real question becomes, will you continue to let time pass without direction? Or will you take control and begin to build something meaningful? Because life is moving forward either way, and your role in it is a choice. 5.